I had a great opportunity yesterday to catch up with Faletau Satuala. The former Bountiful Red Hawk has been a revelation this season. Remember, he had that safety earlier on this year against Stanford. He has been a force in the backfield to get in a sack against Colorado. He's also been very capable of intercepting passes. There was the one against Stanford that helped seal that win for BYU over the Cardinal. All plays made by number 11, which is the number he wears on his uniform. And I wanted to ask him just about how he's gone about this, because he was a guy who was a highly, highly touted prospect, one of the most highly touted prospects in recent memory for BYU football as a 4-star prospect. He went to I think it was still the Army All-American game at the time. It might have been the Navy All-American. They've changed the branding in the last couple of years, but he has been on the national stage for quite some time. And when he committed to BYU, it was an absolutely big deal because they beat the Utah Utes head-to-head in that recruiting battle. Well, the nice part is he very much looks like the future at the safety position for BYU. Tanner Wall, this is his final season of eligibility. Could a guy like Faletau inherit his position at free safety? Sure. Could he also play strong safety? Absolutely, because in fact, he's playing bull. So without further ado, here is my exclusive one-on-one conversation with Faletau Satuala talking about that and a whole lot more. You've been really breaking out early this season. What do you credit that to?
Just great coaching and great teammates. I mean, Coach Hill and Coach Gavin Fowler both have pushed me a lot this offseason, and then also competing with all the other dudes in the safety room. Like, we got some great dudes, so all the credit goes to just being able to compete with them, and then also I think having a whole year in the system also and being able to get bigger and stronger and faster has helped a lot too.
I've heard from people it can take a little while to get Jay Hill's defense down, and him being your position coach, can that add to that?
Oh yeah, we hear about every part of the defense, so it definitely helps a lot. Just learning every day, we hear new things from him just because of how smart he is, and so having him in our room and him coaching us every day is definitely a big help.
How is he as a position coach versus when he's being your defensive coordinator? Does that make sense?
I think he kind of holds the safeties to a little higher standard, being our position coach and then also the DC. But at the same time, like he's like willing to be there for us a little more, and he understands us more and is able to help us like get to where we want and achieve our goals a little more personally over the rest of the defense, I feel like.
Tanner Wall's been in the system quite a while, and he's been obviously a standout for quite a while. How has he helped impact your development in this program?
Yeah, he was like the person I would just always go to with questions. Him and Talon Alfrey, like two smart dudes. So, just every time I had a question, they're the first person I'm going off to the sideline asking. And so they've definitely helped me learn mentally. Then also physically, like over the summer, just competing against those two and seeing them lift and how hard they work has definitely motivated me and pushed me to be better too.
We've seen you play at both strong and at free. And I know I asked you in a media session not too long ago about like the difference between the two and developing that. How difficult has that been to be able to morph between two different positions?
Honestly, I feel like the more I've learned it makes actually playing defense easier. Especially being able to play like both sides with the other safeties who play strong and free. Like based off how the offense lines up, we can disguise a lot better, knowing that one of us can roll down one way, roll the other way, So I think it makes it easier and more complicated on the offense trying to understand what we're trying to do when we both can know what strong and free is doing.
You're a pretty tall safety, and safeties usually are more compact dudes. How do you feel like your length helps you at that position?
Just being able to cover more ground, I would say, getting a little bit like bigger passing windows, being able to reach for the ball more. And then also just on tackles, having a little more length to be able to reach out and grab. So I think that helps a lot, yeah.
You were a guy who played both ways in high school. Do you feel like your understanding of offensive philosophy helps you at playing safety?
For the most part, but I would say Coach Hill, he's taught me so much more about the offense than I ever knew. So learning from him, offense's tendencies and what they're trying to do has definitely helped me a lot.
Okay, I've talked to Coach Guilford and other defensive backs. They've said that Coach Hill's chief strength is his ability to see stuff on film, point it out to you guys, and then you guys being able to recognize it in game. Is that true?
Yeah, he's a film guru. That dude is. We'll be watching film and he'll be like, okay, this play is either one of two things. He plays the clip. It's exactly what he says. He points out why. Then we're getting it down. I remember one morning we pulled up when we were doing film on Stanford. He pulled up an Indianapolis game when their coach was over there, and he's called out the exact play, told us everything that was going to happen, and we just watched it play out, and we're like this dude's genius. And so
how does he do it?
Is just watching like as much as he does?
Yeah, he watches film so much, and even when he misses little things, he'll come tell us that he's mad at himself for missing that the day before. So he watches so much film, and that's definitely the big thing that helps us a lot.
I also wanted to ask you just about the game this week against Arizona. Second road trip in the Big 12. What are you looking forward to most?
I think I'm excited to play a more passing offense. You know, we've played a lot of heavy run teams, so it'll be fun to play a more passing offense and also just go and compete against a team like Arizona, who's probably going to be the best team we've played this year. Just to see where we're at and how we line up against them.
Did you get in last year against Arizona much?
Yeah, I had some reps in the game. But
so you've gone up against Fafita a little bit. What do you expect from him?
He's an athlete. He keeps the plays alive a lot. Really strong arm. Definitely like a great leader of their offense and keeps their drives alive and gets their offense going a lot. So I expect him to come out and give his best, and really smart dude. And so it'll really just be the defense against Noah.
We were talking to Coach Papinga, and he said that this is a more complete Arizona team where he felt like they were forcing a little bit to Ted McMillan last year. Do you see that same thing?
Yeah, definitely. Last year we were definitely heavily shaded over T-Mac, but this year, you know, when you lose a big player like that, your quarterback kind of gets to find other ways to spread the ball and make their offense not as predictable, I would say. So I would say it's almost a good thing for them, just allowing them to spread the ball a little more.
Now, there is weather rolling in, like a hurricane off the coast of Mexico that could bring a bunch of rain. Do you care about the elements? Do you care if you play in that type of environment, that type of deal?
Not really. Yeah, no. At the end of the day, we're just playing football and having fun, so just go out there and make plays. The weather really should help us, honestly, on defense with how much they pass, and so I'm excited. The weather definitely won't affect us.
Last thing for me is, you have to be more mindful, I guess, in a way, of your footwork in wet conditions like that to make sure you're not slipping and the like?
For sure, yeah, but at the same time, like, we practice a lot with our plants, like, and how our footwork is regardless, so yeah, we got to be better or like smarter about it, but at the same time, we've put in a lot of work for being able to just make good plants all the time.
Trust the process, right?
Yes, sir.
A big thank you once again to Faletau Satuala and BYU Athletic Communications for arranging that interview. And I really appreciated kind of his candid thoughts on being coached by Jay Hill, talking about what he expects against Arizona and how he doesn't fret what could be to apparently over the weekend or something like that. 8 inches of rain could fall in Tucson, Arizona. I'm not sure Tucson, Arizona has seen 8 inches of rain in 100 years. Okay. I'm being a little facetious because they're up in the mountains. This was like the Phoenix area where it's a little, more desert like. I know Arizona's a desert. Spare me, but you get what I'm saying. It could be some crazy weather, but you heard him talk about the fact that they work on their footwork all the time. The expectation is you don't slip. You go out there, you don't make excuses, and you simply put, you make plays. And I love that about him because he's made plays so far this season. And I hope that he has that same type of success against Noah Fafita and the Arizona Wildcats on Saturday. Because if he has the same type of impact he's had against the likes of Stanford and Colorado, etc., that will go a long way to helping BYU get a win and stay perfect on the year at a healthy 6-0. So big thank you once again to Faletau for taking the time, and a big thank you, more importantly, to you out there in Cougar Nation for your support of this podcast. Please continue to subscribe, rate, and review, share with your family and friends. Make sure you check out everything that we've got going on every single day. And also, a reminder, coming up later today, it's the Locked On Big 12 Squad, a great time when we get together with the Big 12 host led by Drake Toll. But we have a lot of fun chopping it up, talking some smack, but also talking ball at the same time. Make sure you check that out later on this evening. It comes out somewhere in the mid-afternoon to the evening hours. I believe it's scheduled for like 3 o'clock Mountain Time, but don't quote me on that. But check that out. Make sure you subscribe, rate, and review as always. And as always, thank you for making Locked On Cougars your first listen of the day, and come back tomorrow and be an everydayer right here on the Locked On Cougars podcast.